Okay, now we're going to look at summarize and describe lines of evidence for evolution. We're going to look at biochemical evidence, comparative anatomy, comparative embryology, biogeography, and fossil evidence. Now, just a word before we begin here. Imagine that you're at the scene of a crime and you're going to get evidence for who did it. If you had a camera and you saw who was the murderer, you would have direct evidence. Okay, but what happens if you didn't have a camera at the scene of the crime? You'd have to look at, say, things like blood splatters and other types of evidence like that. Well, today we don't even need the fossils anymore. We have DNA evidence, and that is basically has rewritten our understanding of evolution. There's so much evidence for it, and we don't need anything at the scene of the crime anymore, the direct evidence of fossils. We just need DNA evidence. Okay. So biochemical, study of chemicals found in cells, involves comparing sequence of basic units. And often, obviously, the main one is going to be DNA. But the amino acid sequencing is interesting. Here is the amino acid for, and you remember, amino acids are made up of, proteins are made up of amino acids, and the sequence determines the protein, which then determines the structure of the protein. So we can compare the amino acid sequence. The more two polypeptide sequences there are, implies that the two organisms share a common ancestor. Number of differences is proportional to the length of time the organisms are separated. Information is used to create a phylogenetic tree. We'll look at that next week. Okay, so here is hemoglobin. Okay, and note humans and chimps have identical amino acid sequences in their hemoglobin, and humans and gibbons have three. So we share a further distant ancestor, but here we share with chimpanzees a more closely related common ancestor. If we were to look at the differences in the hemoglobin protein amino acid sequences. DNA is the most advanced technique or the exact order basis compared. Okay, we use a DNA sequencer for this. So again, if we looked at DNA, our DNA is most similar to chimpanzees, okay, of any other animal species, if we compare it. Look at the gaps, look at that, that's similar. Okay, so you've got a little workbook thing here. We're gonna look at cytochrome C. You can get out your workbook. Okay, so humans, this is just a sequence from amino acids 42 to 104 with not all of them there. Okay, so Q, A, P, and these just represent amino acids. Notice that we share them all with chickens, horses. Okay, let's find the differences. Oh, amino acid sequence 44 is different than a human. Different. So we're going to circle these. Okay, we share them with turtle. Oh, sorry, we share it with a monkey. Okay, and a horse. Okay, so only a monkey and a horse. So actually, we should have circled these ones. Sorry, guys. Circle these ones and circle that one. Okay, and we go why we share it with monkey. So we go through this. So for each non-human, take a highlighter and mark any amino acids that are different. Okay, so we're going to go, okay, this one is, so we're going to highlight. I'm really botching this up, aren't I? Okay, let's do this. We're going to highlight the ones that are different. And you can do this in your workbook right now too. Y, okay, that's different. S, all the same. T, all the same. A, oh, these are different. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, so what you're now going to do is you're going to go to that workbook and just practice this. Which organism is most closely related to humans? the one with the most similarities. Okay, what do you think you relied on the most? Okay, so just have a few things about these questions here. Okay, and finish this off. So number of atoms, amino acids that are different, and you can finish that one off um, as you go through that. Okay, so that will be a little workbook assignment that I'll get you to do, and then you should have gotten something like this. And so you're going to go, okay, chicken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 differences, right? So chicken is number of amino acids different. So you're going to put a 7 there. Okay. And then just answer a few of those questions right there. Workbook. Okay, comparative anatomy. We'll do this in the next lesson.